Hello, I'm Jamie, and today I am doing a book review on 7 Days of Us by Francesca Hornak. Please subscribe to this channel if you are interested in more book reviews. So I read this book with my book club, and we read it in December. It was supposed to be our Christmas book this year. However, I would not call this a Christmas book. When I think of Christmas, I think of selflessness and peace, joy, goodwill towards men. That one time of year where people tend to be better than their usual selves, that they're more inclined to be giving, more inclined to be understanding. Or at least you should be, because we're celebrating the Christ child. We're celebrating his birth, and that is what he brings into the world. But this was not that. this was not that. It did not have that feel to it. The premise of the book is this family has all their different flaws, and they end up being quarantined in this big mansion house over the course of Christmas. So a few days leading up to Christmas Day, and then a few days after Christmas. Because the daughter, it's been a couple weeks since I've read it. What's the girl's name? We're looking. I could see everybody else's name but hers. For goodness sake. Olivia. Her name's Olivia. So Olivia has been working overseas with the hog virus, and she's been helping people who have come down with the virus. And because she's been working with those people on coming back to England, she had to be quarantined for 7 days on returning. And since it was over Christmas, she ended up having to be quarantined with her family. So there's her mom, her dad, her sister Phoebe, and herself. There's supposed to be the four of them, but a twist in the plan is the father, Andrew, finds out that a one-night stand 20 some odd years ago produced a child, Jesse. And Jesse decides that he wants to meet his birth father. And it just happens that he comes around Christmas time. Personally, reading this book was very difficult for me. And at some points with the rest of the people in my book club, because for a good half, the first half of the book, all you saw was the most horrible side of these characters, because Francesca wrote in a way that you were in each character's head. So you heard all their thoughts and everything that they thought about the other members of their family, and it was just terrible. It was just terrible. Olivia was so self-righteous, and Phoebe was very judgmental, and Emma was a worrywart, and Andrew looked down on everybody around him. And it wasn't until the second half of the book where we saw more redeeming qualities in the characters. But that was a long first half of the book. It was difficult to read because everything was so negative, and everybody just had constant negative thoughts about the other people in the house, and it was just hard. I will say that the second half was a lot better, and there was some understanding that happened. I did not enjoy the language. I felt like it was used specifically to be vulgar, because there'd be pages where there wouldn't be any, and then there would just be the F word, and I felt like it was used to add shock and vulgarity to the specific instance. So just so you know, there is cussing in this book. There is also homosexual interest, which I do not like reading in the novels that I read. It's not my thing. It's not what I enjoy reading. I don't like reading heterosexual sex scenes, like at all. So homosexual stuff like that is just no. Nope, no thank you. I can't. It's wrong, and I don't want to read about it. But it's in here. You should know that. Jesse, the character Jesse, is a homosexual, and he has feelings for another man in the book, and they do end up kissing, and it's just no. I would not recommend this book just because of that. After I do this review, I will not be keeping this book. The books that I love the most, I keep. But when I come across a book that I just, I don't like, I end up getting rid of it. So this is one of those that I will be getting rid of. The story, I don't know. It was a drama. It really was. The story was all about the ins and outs of this family dealing with each other. It was very dramatic and very emotional. I can't in good faith recommend it because it is pro-homosexuality, which I am not about. But if that was not in there, I think it would have been better. I don't know. The story itself wasn't that deep. It wasn't that interesting to me. It was just about a family learning about themselves and each other and getting better at not being jerks to each other. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make this sound horrible, but I didn't enjoy the book very much. I had a hard time enjoying the book. I will say that it was easy to read in that the story flowed, like it just went. It didn't get hung up, and it wasn't difficult to read in that aspect. There's that. I don't have a lot else to say about it. I'm sorry this isn't a very positive review. Sometimes that happens. When you read as many books as I read, eventually you're going to come across a few that you don't like, and this is probably one of them. It was okay. It was kind of fun as I was reading it because I love to read, and seeing any story unfold is interesting, but the story itself was not my favorite. So that is all I have to say about this book. I will talk to you all in my next video, and I hope you are doing well. Goodbye. My neighbors are outside, and I am uncomfortable with people watching me film, and they're just kind of chilling in their front yard. So I'm just pretending like I'm reading a book instead of talking to you guys. Why am I so uncomfortable with people knowing that I'm filming? I just don't like it. I don't want people to. Nobody should know. Nobody should know that I film videos unless they're watching the video. No, they're still out there. I never know how to end these things. Do you? I never know how to end these things. I just blabber until I'm done. And I feel like, yep, let's say goodbye now. All right then.